And so off the tip, it's Washington's ball. Bogut with it. Drives to the hoop. To the middle. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
And really aggressive inside. Bogut making a strong move.
Doncic outside. Pass to Parrish. Over in the corner, Kemp. Offline with his three.
And even against defense as tight as that, you almost expect him to still bury those.
Here's Yao. Count that one.
This is why they get Yao the ball inside. He's basically unguardable this close to the rim.
Outside, Davis. And there's the drive. Comes out of the gate empty. He's 0 for 1. Greg, as you were saying, beyond the blocks, what makes Anthony Davis special on defense is the way he navigates the floor.
Kevin, most bigs can get picked on in pick-and-roll action. Davis, though, too quick and smart to take advantage of. He can slip screens, hedge, switch, and recover like he's a 3-and-D wing.
Here's Scott of the Raptors. He punched it in.
Are you kidding me?
And how about just floating to the rim on that slam?
Boy, when he gets up, I mean, he gets up. Here's Bogut. And Bogut slams it in.
And at 7 feet tall, Bogut, an absolute threat to finish above the rim, especially when he's got that kind of position. I love the ball movement there. He put that on a silver platter. Just served him up.
Here's Washington now.
2 minutes remaining. 2 minutes.
Outside, Porzingis. Nice ball movement by Washington. And Bogut slams it in.
Well, he saw the height advantage he had and went right up with it. That's exactly what you want him to do there.
And Smith slams it home.
Excellent at dishing the rod. Luka with the nice feed.
.132 left to play in the first quarter. And finished off by Bogut.
And once he gets clear off the screen, there is no stopping him.
No, not when there's a flush waiting to happen.
Well, give credit to the screener there. That's how you help free up your teammates.
Now here's Davis. And Davis throws it down.
And look at Davis driving in with aggression and taking it right to the rack for the jam.
.55 seconds left to play here in the first. With the teardrop. And Doncic finishes inside. And that ties it up.
And already in his career, Doncic displays a remarkable amount of pro moves, including that floater right there.
Now here is Aldridge. He has yet to score. Count the basket.
And he's not going to miss many of those, especially that wide open.
And it is dangerous to let him get it going this early.
Kemp. Back to Doncic. Smith outside. .20 seconds left here in the first quarter. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Andrew Bogut. That's his first foul.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
Pass to Parrish. Out to Smith. Launches it. Rebound by Yao. No good on the last second attempt there. And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close.
10.
Washington leads by 2.
12.
And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And what stands out to you from Washington in this one?
Boy, their offense looks really good when everyone's in sync. Terrific first quarter.
Yeah, they've looked sharp early on with their offense, getting good chances and converting what they've taken.
Both free throws good from Aldridge.
I'm sure they don't want to send him to the line. That has to be in their scouting report.
Cutting the screen. Stolen by Markkanen. Oh, and here comes Markkanen all alone. Over to the wing. Bogut back up on top. Kicks it out to Markkanen. Gets the jumper from the corner to fall. Markkanen's got the lead up to 6 now for Washington.
And I tell you what, Markkanen has already mastered the art of the bank shot. Loves getting it up there and knocking that one down. You have got to be in his space if you want to disrupt his rhythm.
Pick by Yao. It's Bogut with the drive. Can't hit from in close. Now here's Kemp with the fast break chance. And finished off by Davis.
And not only does he get all the way to the rim in traffic, but how about he goes to the reverse?
You got to be kidding me. That was awesome. Out to the right wing. Aldridge, no one around him. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
Well, Aldridge has his feet planted and was set to fire. They just had to put the ball in his hands.
And we've got a timeout called by Steve Kerr. He's ready to talk things through with the team. So it's both teams making substitutions here. Baltimore trails by 5. Here's Martin. Pass to Davis. Outside, Kemp. Here's Mitchell. It's Davis on the wing. Just 5 on the clock. Buries it from 3-point range. Davis has got 7 points in the game.
It's always a good sign when the 3 is falling for Davis. It really opens up the rest of his game.
Back to Harper. Over Doncic. Harper, no good. And it's Baltimore on the break. Loads it up for Davis. And stolen by Wembanyama. Nobody near Leonard. Off target from 3-point range.
Well, defense got lucky there. More often than not, he's making that shot.
Coach, only 2 players have led the NBA in blocks as a rookie. Manute Bol and our favorite, Victor Wembanyama.
Well, Kevin, Wembanyama is already special defensively. Not only as a shot blocker, but the amount of ground that he can cover to affect shots. And there are people around the league that believe that he can become the best defender of all time.
Pass to Mitchell. Baltimore moving that ball around. Martin for 3. The 3. Offensive rebound.
And really one of the most challenging covers in our game. Davis, hard to guard given how versatile he is.
And taking a quick look here, guys, at the hustle stats for Washington.
Well, so far they've done a great job of reading the offense and repeatedly putting themselves in the right place to interrupt the play and force turnovers.
And you can't turn it over against this team. That's a recipe for disaster, and we're seeing the results of that.
Inside. Wembanyama getting it done inside.
And standing easily over 7 feet. When Wemby gets that ball near the hoop, literally nothing a defender can do.
Davis. And finished off by Davis.
Putting that pass right in his stride. Didn't have to slow up and was able to complete the play.
In the corner, it's Wembanyama. Outside Leonard. Back to Wembanyama. That 3 off the mark. And so it's Smith with it. He'll bring it up for Baltimore. The kick out to LeBron. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Back to Doncic. Harper with the steal.
Got to run the clock and wait for the last shot.
Yeah, unless it's a gimme, there's no reason to put up an early shot here. Yeah, he makes it look so easy out there. The game comes naturally to him.
Out of bounds, Washington takes possession.
In for Baltimore, Robert Parrish, Sean Kemp.
Leonard looking over the floor. And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Washington out in front. They lead by 3. Stay with us, folks. We'll get back just after halftime to start the 3rd quarter. And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half.
Sometimes the action speeds up on you a little too much. 2 teammates not on the same wavelength there.
Launches a 3. Parrish grabs the board. Baltimore trails by 3. Smith left side. Fires from deep. Wembanyama with the rebound.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
It's stolen by Kemp. Smith outside. Now here's Kemp. That shot off the mark. Here's Bosch. Down low. And then Bosch with the dunk.
And being that Bosch is 6'11", dunking comes easy. And once he's this close to the basket, he's ready to attack.
And stolen by Wembanyama. Left side, Leonard. Shoots the 3. That falls. Nice feed that time from Harper. And now it's an 8-point Washington lead. Baltimore on offense. Well, some have argued that Wembanyama deserved Defensive Player of the Year consideration in his rookie year.
And, Kevin, I can see where they're coming from. His team went from a bottom 5 defense to a top 5 defense when he was on the floor. His impact is amazing.
Bosch can't get it to go. And it's Baltimore on the break. For 3, Smith. Bosch grabs the miss. Washington leading now by 5. 2 minutes gone in this 3rd quarter now. Davis with it. And Bosch picks him up defensively. Smith for 3. Washington with the rebound.
And when you can't get anything to fall, it definitely gets in your head.
Yeah, they might want to draw something up here to get him something at the rim or get him to the free throw line. Sometimes that's all it takes to snap a cold streak.
And here is Harper. We've got 1:28 left for the 3rd. And the rejection by Smith. And so it looks like Washington will retain possession here. There's 1:26 left in the 3rd. 6 on the shot clock. Martin with the block. And so the ball out of bounds. Bosch touched it last. Outside, Martin. The screen from Kemp. For the tie. Parrish high post.
Second personal foul. First team foul.
Right around 3 minutes into the 2nd half.
And arguably the game's most versatile defender, Leonard can legitimately guard 1 through 5. And you're asking for more trouble than you can handle if you're going to let him just roam free from beyond the arc.
And we've got a timeout called by Steve Kerr. He's going to have a discussion here on the sideline. Both teams deciding to change it up. And it's Smith with the ball. He brings it up for Baltimore. It's a 5-point game. Here's Davis. Martin from outside. And finished off by Davis.
And he's an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
He is, and he picks the simple one-hand stuff to get the 2 points. And a wide-open look for Gilgeous-Alexander. That 3 off target had some space there after the little pump fake. And it's Martin missing.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
There's no air space there whatsoever. That's as close as you can get without foul.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Wembanyama, a screen. Just 5 to shoot. Count that bucket. Ariza's got his first points of the game.
And that pick takes the D totally out of the equation.
Oh, LeBron does it again.
And using his length, getting in close to stuff it down. That's just too easy.
And we just finished the 3rd quarter, and we've got a tight ball game here. Washington leads by 3.
Washington.
We're going to step
36.
Three-tenths quarters behind us. 1 more to go. Thanks for being with us as we begin the 4th. Washington leading now by 3. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. And a wide-open look for Wembanyama. The shot's good. Gilgeous-Alexander making the play.
And when Wembanyama is connecting from deep, he is downright unguardable. This is how special a talent he is.
Davis sets a screen. Martin wide open. He fires. Trying to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. Back to Gilgeous-Alexander. To the paint. It's stolen by Davis. To the inside. It's Davis on the wing. Shoots over Gilgeous-Alexander. And it's Davis missing. Just over a minute played here in the 4th. The shot's good from Gilgeous-Alexander. And now it's an 8-point Washington lead.
And good work inside. SGA will make more room for himself on the perimeter when he can be effective down low.
With a short break in the action, gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Hey guys, I was able to catch the message Steve Kerr gave to his team. Coach wants them to do a better job defending the perimeter. He said we're late on our rotations and they're getting great looks because of it. We got to fight through it. We got to take away the 3. We're good, guys.
Thank you, David. Okay, time for an injury report.
Hey Kevin, I spoke with the head athletic trainer for Washington, and this is an unfortunate injury and potentially devastating.
David, thanks for the great update, guys. It doesn't sound good.
No, if that report is accurate, he's going to be spending a lot of time in rehab and on the sidelines.
Yeah, you never want to speculate on injury, but that didn't look like something you were going to bounce back from quickly.
Baltimore needs to get off a shot here. Back to Kemp. And they force the shot clock violation. Great team. We're about 2 minutes into the 4th quarter in this one. Here's Washington. Good momentum, 8 straight points. Outside, Gilgeous-Alexander. Clock at 6. Driving the lane. And Gilgeous-Alexander throws it down.
And moving with such speed, the quickness of SGA's drive is something to admire.
Baltimore team ball.
stolen by Markkanen.
This is a clinic. They have absolutely owned this game, still keeping the pressure up with their D.
And guys, what do you think about the hustle stats here for Washington?
Well, they've shown just outstanding effort defensively, and it's resulted in several forced turnovers.
And another place they're finding success is in transition. They've been working hard to get ahead of the defense and find those easy ones.
Shot clock at 5. Davis. And it's Davis finishing it off.
And with a strong finish, he finally ends that 13-0 run by Washington.
And here's the break. And it's slammed in by Davis. .43 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Outside, Markkanen. Back to Gilgeous-Alexander. Pass to Markkanen. Can't connect from long distance. And here's Kemp. He'll bring it up for Baltimore. Down by 12. Left side, Davis. To the left side wing. It's stolen by Gilgeous-Alexander. And so it's Washington easily grabbing this one. A solid win on the road for them. This building was dead silent.
Welcome to 2K Sports. We've got live NBA basketball headed your way on this fine Wednesday afternoon. I'm Brian Anderson, here with Grant Hill and Stan Van Gundy. And with us on the sidelines, we've got Allie LaForce.
Here we go.
And Baltimore has possession. And stolen by Aldridge. Here's Bogut. And it's Baltimore with a rebound. Here's the break. Kirilenko, no good. Here's Davis. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot two. Despite entering his 30s, Anthony Davis is not slowing down, Grant.
Yeah, B.A. And last year, AD put up the best rebounding numbers of his career. And his shooting percentage also very high. And just watching him, Davis is still an all-NBA caliber player, capable of taking over on both ends.
Pass to Doherty. Here's Kirilenko. On the take. And he jams it home with authority.
Hey, when in doubt, run the defender off the screen.
And you know, with a result like that, we'll see them run it again.
Yeah, defensive breakdown there. Gotta communicate and switch that screen.
Here's Bird. Outside Gilgeous-Alexander. Pass to Bird. Three-pointer. Knocks it down from distance.
He's consistent from out there, especially when you give him that kind of room.
Here's Bogut. Going inside. Oh, there's a killer two-hand slam.
I just love the strong finish there inside.
Man, he's got that dunker's mindset, doesn't he? Always ready to pounce. Now here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Ah, nice shot by Kirilenko.
I love this approach. Getting him involved early, and it's already paying off.
Yeah, well, his offensive contributions are going to be very important in this game. So it's good they've already got him in a rhythm.
Here's Maxwell. Outside Gilgeous-Alexander. Pass to Kirilenko. Tipped. 5 on the clock. Now a timeout called by Washington.
Yeah, hoping to tap into something that'll get them clicking.
Yeah, they just have to be more patient. Less forcing and more passing.
Here's Bogut. Outside Davis. .143 left in the opening quarter.
Well, that's why he's out there using his size in the paint.
And this kind of six slam is just one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game right now, B.A.
You know, there's an edge the way they play and a confidence they're not afraid to show.
Yeah, he makes it look so easy out there. The game comes naturally to him.
And it's LaMarcus Aldridge with the foul. That's his first foul of the game.
That was a good call. The defense wasn't established.
Here's Bird. For three. Now with a rebound. Washington trails by 4. Here's Bogut. Missed inside. And here's Baltimore now. Here's Maxwell. Out to the wing. Here's Brand. And the three off target. And it's Washington with the ball. Davis lays it up and banks it in.
Yeah, between his length and touch, Davis is the perfect interior player.
Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first. Lets it go from 11. Ooh, lands soft on the front of the rim and drops in. Davis has got 6 points.
I like when Davis knocks down those jumpers. It forces the defense to leave the paint and really spaces the court.
Knocks down the long J. Just 4 seconds left now in the first quarter. Here's Davis. Oh, it would have counted had it fallen, but it is offline. 1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one. Baltimore out in front, leading by 3. And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out ahead in the second quarter. And a look at how the offensive approach has been going so far for Baltimore.
Well, the coaching staff's game plan is very clear. Move the ball on the perimeter and shoot the shots with no hesitation.
Another thing they're doing well early on is passing the ball, spreading it around the floor and feeding guys who are well set up to score.
Out of bounds. It'll be Washington's ball. Baltimore making a switch here. Washington trails by 3. Pass to Porzingis. Leonard on the wing. Back to Porzingis. On the break. Here's Maxwell. And there's the drive. And he got the whistle on the way up. So he'll be headed to the line for a pair. Kristaps Porzingis picks one up. Baltimore shooting their first free throws. First trip to the line in this one. Hits both from the stripe.
I'm sure they don't want to send him to the line. That has to be in their scouting report.
Here's Harper. And Olowokandi pulls it down. Baltimore leading by 5. Oh, it's stolen away. In transition, here they come. Oh, the hustle, Wembanyama.
Yeah, Wembanyama fights for his bucket, using his size to get it done despite the foul.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the game here. Free throw good, Wembanyama. Quarter number 2 with just over a minute of play. Pass to Kirilenko. Here's Bird. Ball outside. And the bucket counts. And he is on his way to the line. He'll try to make it a 3-point play. Baltimore shooting their 3rd free throw attempt of the game. And that one falls for Ball. Washington trails by 5. To the left side wing. Second quarter here, just over a minute and a half played. Drew the contact from long range, and he almost got the hoop to fall. Instead, he'll shoot 3 at the line.
Even though Porzingis can shoot over anyone, he still does all the little things that make a difference.
Good on the second one. And he nails the 3rd.
To have a big who's great at the line, such a plus.
And here's Ball. He'll bring it up for Baltimore. And stolen by Porzingis. Outside Wembanyama. They kick it out to Porzingis. And unable to get the go-ahead bucket there. Pass to Bird. The ball's knocked loose. And the ball is tied up, so we'll have a jump ball.
You too.
And they're on the run. Here's Porzingis. Oh, how about KP on the break?
And look at Porzingis hustling in transition, getting there to complete the fast break.
And Baltimore calls timeout here. And as we head into this break, the players have an opportunity to replenish their energy with Gatorade as they prepare to go into the final stages of this ball game.
Absolutely. Over the course of a game, not to mention over the course of a season, you have to stay hydrated. If you don't, it's amazing how much slower your body is to bounce back. It can have a serious effect on performance, no question.
Baltimore making a switch here. Gilgeous-Alexander looking it over. Gilgeous-Alexander punches it home.
Gilgeous-Alexander lifting off and hammering it down with all he's got.
Here's Harper. Puts the move on. And it's good on the layup.
And he gives up some size inside, but makes a great adjustment on the finish.
Yeah, you got to love that kind of effort. Getting in there and fighting through the defense.
To the inside. Leonard. And the dunk by Leonard.
Taking the opportunity to get airborne, Kawhi doesn't hold back when he sees an opening.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Here's Olowokandi. Here's Kirilenko. That three's off the mark. Grant, they could attempt a 2-for-1 here.
They could. The key here is a good look.
And as it goes out of bounds, Washington able to keep possession.
Well, that's just a careless pass. He's lucky that was just deflected and not picked off.
Leonard outside. Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
Yeah, the level of creativity Leonard has is just special. He's capable of some really memorable throwdowns.
Left side, Gilgeous-Alexander. Pass to Kirilenko. That's his third basket in 5 shots. Solid work.
Rock solid screen right there. The defender got completely lost.
Yeah, you've got to lock and trail hard. You can't allow him a clean look from that.
Outside Porzingis. The 3 from Wembanyama. And that's not going to go. Misses at the buzzer. And so a close game as we wrap up the first half of play. It's Washington. They lead by a bucket. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow on 2K Sports. And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during halftime. Leonard on the wing. And they're pushing it up. Here's Doherty. Rips down the breakaway slam.
And that's gotta hurt. A turnover for a free run at the rim.
And now we know who has the momentum.
A sequence like that really does sting. I'll tell you that much.
Here's Harper. Pass to Porzingis. Porzingis sets a screen to the middle. Porzingis putting the size to work.
Great body control by Porzingis. He sets a good pick and then rolls right into a scoring position.
Here's Maxwell. Here's Bird. Out to the right wing. And stolen by Porzingis. Pass to Harper. And that one is stuffed right through.
Oh, man. He got fancy with that finish.
He may be trying to provide the spark they need to break this one open. The rebound by Doherty. And Baltimore has possession. 4-point game. Ah, nice shot by Kirilenko.
That's inexcusable defense right there. You gotta contest the shot better than that.
Porzingis sets a screen. Here's Harper. And down it goes. Jam that one home.
All he needed was a little separation. So effective.
Boy, cleared the path, put him in position for a prime-time dunk.
Well, give credit to the screener there. That's how you help free up your teammates.
Beyond the arc. And again, it's Baltimore from deep.
And you look at how they've come out in the second half. It's almost like night and day.
Yeah, you can see it in the hustle stats. These guys have come out with a different mindset and seem much more motivated here in the second half.
Oh, this is why you get Leonard the ball inside and just let him go to work.
Ooh, poked away. Here we go. Here's Harper. And a two-handed jam.
Oh, that's impactful defense right there. Finding a steal and instantly turning it into offense.
Assisted buckets. Every team wants them. They show you're running effective team offense.
Leonard on the wing. He's got 6. Now a timeout called by Washington. And something that makes SGA so dangerous on offense, his elite drive and kickability.
Yeah, you have to load towards him when he comes off a high pick. He just draws so much attention and can find another cutter or spot-up shooter. He has so much gravity to his game.
Shot clock at 3. Porzingis for 3. From deep range, KP hits it.
He gets a lot of his points on catch-and-shoot jumpers. Porzingis is always ready to let it fly if he's got the room.
Here's Bird. Jams it in off the great move.
Making sure of it with the two-hand slam, B.A.
Yeah, I don't blame him. With the score this tight, you cannot take a chance here. Here's Harper. Can't get it to fall. And you'd like to go 2 for 1 here, Grant.
And at the same time, you want to get a good shot here, B.A.
And that one's good. Doherty.
Well, so many bigs excel from three-point range these days, and he's right up there with the best of them.
Here's Wembanyama. Wembanyama, effortless inside.
And you see how fluid Wembanyama is. 7'5" guys shouldn't be able to move like this.
8-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Down low. Pass to Maxwell for the lead. He can't get it to go.
And it didn't register as an official block, but he did everything you want in disrupting that shot.
Well, you know, sometimes the most pivotal plays don't always go on the stat sheet.
Just 4 seconds left in the third quarter. Here's Harper. What a play! He drains it at the buzzer!
Makes his selection just in time. Well done.
Well, it's good to have a player on the...
Man, I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the fourth quarter. And so it's Ball with it. He brings it up for Baltimore. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting.
Well, that was clearly a foul.
All right, a look at how the hustle game has been going for Washington.
Well, all you can ask for is your guys to be really active on D, and they've been more than that tonight.
They've also been showing us standout play on the fast break, working as a team to create easy opportunities.
Pass to Davis. Shot clock at 5. Here's Yao. And that one's good with extra effort on the glass. And Washington leads by 4.
This is when your interior D has to be on high alert.
Ooh, took him no time at all to get that one.
Just incredible. I mean, he's really making it rain out there, knocking them down one after another.
Well, what I love about his three-point shooting is the spacing that he's adding. It makes things a lot easier for everyone else.
And a big issue for them, turnovers.
Yeah, you just can't give away possessions in this league.
Washington leading by 3. Pass to Yao. Back to Davis. From 12 feet. Easy money for Davis inside.
Well, Davis is a very capable shooter. He can hit from just about anywhere.
And Baltimore calls timeout here. All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
Hey, guys. Well, during the last break, I heard Mike D'Antoni as he talked with the team. And they were blunt with their team, telling them if they want to win, the comeback has to start right now. They can't waste any possessions. Plus, they told the players, we need some stops. A very direct way to communicate, Ryan.
And Allie, thanks. Gilgeous-Alexander from outside. Again, the miss by Baltimore. Outside Davis. Pass to Bogut. From the arc. And it's Bird with a rebound. Inside. Ooh, stolen by Smith. And here comes the break. Davis down low. Gilgeous-Alexander with a rebound. And here's Baltimore now. Trailing by 5. Kirilenko, no good.
That could have been an easy pass and finish. Not really sure what went wrong.
Yeah, that just comes down to the timing being off between those two guys.
Here's Davis. Plenty of space. Oh, right between the eyes. All net that time. There's a minute 34 left in the fourth quarter here. Pass to Maxwell. There's the drive. Oh, misses the dunk.
You love to see guys challenge one another like that. Advantage to the defense that time.
Davis connects on the foul line jumper. And now a 9-point Washington lead.
You know, the best thing about AD is he can contribute in every statistical category.
Here's Bird. Pass to Doherty. They still need this. Basket counts. 59 seconds left in the fourth. Here's Yao. And here's Davis. And wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball.
Every moment counts here. They've got to get moving.
And they have to play fast, but also smart. Every possession counts right now.
Shakes him. And Davis slams it home.
Yeah, talk about guys that like to go right to the rim. AD is towards the top of that list.
Over to the left wing. Tries the spin move. Fires from deep. It's rebounded by Washington. It's intercepted. Outside Gilgeous-Alexander. Pass to Bird. The three is up. Another steal. So it's Washington picking up the win. Exceptional effort on the road. They were ready and they were focused.
Focused indeed. I mean, it takes a strong mental approach to block out the distractions. These guys stepped up 100%.
And that about wraps it up. With Grant Hill, Stan Van Gundy, and Allie LaForce, this is Brian Anderson saying thanks for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.